Hey there, welcome to the VIP Financial Education YouTube channel. My name is Matthew. My goal is to help you go further, faster financially. And today, it's all about that, baby. So let's start with the definition of a lever or lever. Technically, it's a rigid bar resting on a pivot. It's used to help move a heavy or firmly fixed load with one end when pressure is applied to the other. So what is leverage? There's two definitions, actually. The first is use borrowed capital, usually for an investment, expecting the profits made to be greater than the interest payable. The second is to use something to maximum advantage. So today we're going to be talking all about that. And I'm pumped because we get to dive into the power of leverage, the driving force behind some of the greatest achievements in history, and certainly the greatest of my personal achievements. And more now than ever before, we live in an era right now where everybody watching this video, every single one of you, everyone with an internet connection, we all have the tools and resources to do it. It truly is the lever age. And bottom line is this: if you want to maximize your financial potential and even hit levels that you never even thought were possible, leverage is something that you're gonna have to get better and better at. We talk a lot about money on this channel. If you're new, subscribe. If you're not, then you know already. But money is just one tool that can be leveraged. Tools create an ability to achieve more, but do so with less effort. Imagine how much more I can do with these machines behind me than I could do with a shovel or especially just my hands, right? The key is to multiply the results of your hard work exponentially. And this is the incredible power of leverage. It's not just a financial concept. It encompasses every aspect of our lives, from personal relationships to professional endeavors. Leveraging is about finding ways to magnify your efforts by tapping into external resources, into knowledge, into networks. It's a strategic approach that empowers you to achieve far beyond what you could have ever done by yourself. And throughout history, the most successful individuals have understood the importance of leverage. They recognized the value of partnerships, of mentorships, of tools, of collaborations. They knew that by leveraging their strengths and surrounding themselves with the right people, along with the right resources, they could achieve feats that were once unimaginable. Saying that actually makes me think of really crazy feats, right? Like the Great Pyramids, or even something as day-to-day as my iPhone. Without leverage, none of these things would exist at all. Leverage has been the driving force behind groundbreaking technological advancements that have simply revolutionized the world. And it's propelled businesses to new heights. It's transformed entire industries. And it has, beyond anything else, leapfrogged simple people like myself, who don't necessarily have any extraordinary skills, to a place where I get to do everything I want to do. I get to do when I want it, and I get to do it wherever I want. I mean, look at this spectacular place. But here's the thing: leverage isn't just about external factors. You actually need to start within. You need to leverage your unique strengths, your talents, and your passions, and you need to find ways to outsource or improve on your weaknesses. So how can you harness the power of leverage yourself? It really starts with a shift in mindset, okay? A belief that success is not solely dependent on your individual effort, but your ability to leverage the resources and the opportunities available to you. It's about recognizing that a strong network, knowledge sharing, and seeking guidance from those that have walked the path before you are essential components of achieving greatness. So throughout this video, let's go ahead and review the various leverage points so that you can amplify your efforts like I have in order to accomplish more than you ever thought possible and build that lifestyle that you always wanted. So you're ready to unlock the untapped power of leverage, my friend? Get ready, because every one of these categories that I put together for you today have unlimited potential. Now, there are many things that you can leverage for success. Here are just some that have changed my entire life forever. The first that I generally recommend that you start with is your own knowledge and skills. Continuously developing your knowledge and your skills in your area of expertise, it can give you a competitive advantage, and it opens doors for new opportunities, especially if you take the time to discover folks who maybe put similar skills to work in a more unique way, and even leveraged perhaps modern forms of wealth creation or income streams like social media, for example. For instance, there's a 56-year-old guy here on YouTube. He's a mechanic. His name is Scotty Pillmore. Check out his channel. He's got almost 6 million subscribers already with over 2.5 billion views. Or another YouTuber that goes by Rescue and Restore. He's got over 2 million subscribers. And he made a video less than 2 years ago restoring a candy making machine, which has 73 million views, where he never even shows his face or says a word. Given YouTube pays between $1 and $25 for every 1,000 views, these are examples of folks that are leveraging their knowledge and skills along with social media technology to make millions of dollars. And there are countless examples that are similar to this. The second category is network and relationships. You've got to cultivate a strong network of relationships with colleagues or mentors and influencers in your industry that can provide valuable support or advice, as well as access to new opportunities. And since starting my channel, I've made it a point to do that. I've reached out to several influencers in the industries that I've stepped into, seeking support and advice. I flew Richard Fertig from Short-Term Rental University here to this property to help me unlock the potential of this home as a short-term rental. It's now made me over $200,000. I reached out to Sean Rocky Geach several times to ask for advice on my listing. I approached Michael and Katrina Stead to collaborate on short-term rental hacks and maximize potential without all the risk of traditional Airbnb investing. I'll put a link to the playlist in the description for you for that. And these are just a few of the many examples that have rocket launched me to places that I would have never gotten without them. And here's the best part. Okay, let me let you in on a little secret. Although I would have been happy to pay generously for these mentorship opportunities, and I have for others, not one of them have charged me even one dime, not one. Now, in my business partner Travis's case, since he didn't have any way that he could borrow the $50,000 that he needed at the time to get started with this business, he leveraged the partnership or joint venture between him and I, collaborating with others who are willing to invest in a project or business can allow you to pool resources and capital. So by leveraging my money and each other's expertise, we've been able to create a mutually beneficial venture here that generates shared profits. And since this business has grown, whereby I invest 30 to 40 hours a week into the company at this point, building infrastructure, marketing campaigns, growth strategies, team building plans. I'm looking at KPIs, etc., while Travis works in the field with the crews and handles the day-to-day clients. And because we're continuing to leverage resources greatly to this day, we're now building a roadmap to expand nationwide and create a $100 million plus exit of this business. So that's something I would have never thought was possible just 3 years ago, much less actually being in a sewer business at all. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about other leverage strategies that I used later in the video. The second area to focus your leverage is time management. The best way to leverage time management is to develop a system that works for you. And it has to help you prioritize and organize your tasks effectively. You've got to set clear goals, and you've got to reverse engineer those goals into small, manageable tasks each day. You've then got to prioritize those tasks. You've got to determine which tasks are the most important and urgent. Use technologies, use techniques like the Eisenhower metrics to categorize tasks based on importance and priority. Create a schedule or a to-do list. Plan your day or your week ahead of time. By creating a schedule or a to-do list, this is going to help you stay organized and ensure that you allocate time for each task. Eliminate distractions as well. This is a tough one for me. You got to minimize potential distractions like social media notifications or irrelevant emails. So consider implementing time blocks that are dedicated solely to focused work. Make sure you're delegating and outsourcing too to maximize your time. If possible, you can delegate tasks that can be done by others or outsource tasks that are not within your expertise. This is going to allow you to focus on more important and higher value tasks. And I will typically do this with anything that I don't like doing or those low value tasks. Another very important tip here, pro tip, is to use time management tools. Make sure you're taking advantage of technology that's out there. Use productivity apps, task management tools, calendars to track and manage your tasks effectively. You're going to set reminders and deadlines to stay on track, and always, always, always do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. Very important. Finally, practice discipline here. You got to be consistent. as well as, again, that time blocking strategy. Make sure you're allocating specific time blocks for different types of tasks and commit to working on those tasks only during that designated time period. That'll help you avoid multitasking because that can certainly decrease productivity. It's very important to regularly review and then reassess on this category. Reflect on your time management practices regularly to identify areas for improvement and make necessary adjustments. Remember, effective time management is a continuous process, so be open to trying different techniques and strategies in order to find what works best for you. The next and perhaps the most obvious leverage point for this channel is money. Now, I didn't put this one first for a reason, because even if you don't have access to money, you can leverage the other items in this video in order to get you to a place where you can eventually get money that you can leverage. And as anyone who follows the channel, you should know by now, and if you don't follow the channel, subscribe so you do, leveraging other people's money for gain can be done through a variety of strategies. And we try and talk about a lot of those strategies here. So let's start with borrowing. As long as you do it the right way, you can and should borrow money from financial institutions or individuals to invest in income generating assets. And that's exactly what I did here, folks. My initial contribution into this drain business was $50,000. And that bought me 50% ownership. But that was borrowed from a debt weapon. In this case, a home equity line of credit from the very property that these machines are sitting on right now. A property which, by the way, has earned me $219,000 in short-term rental income over the past 4 years, and a property I bought from a different home equity line of credit. This drain business has since paid me over $200,000 in the past 3 years by using someone else's money. And this would have never been possible had I solely relied on my own income potential from just a job or an owner-operated business. And let's not forget, I also recently borrowed for a passive investment into a Maven fix and flip project down in Baton Rouge, where I anticipate making $35,000 in profit in about 6 months. And that's all off of a $100,000 loan. That's after I pay interest on the money I borrowed. That's $35,000 in income in 6 months from thin air, which is an infinite ROI, by the way, since I didn't have to use my own money. So by the way, if you do like the idea of 25% profits or more in 6 months off of passive investing, check the description for the playlist and you can participate potentially down the road. Here's another category in money, crowdfunding. It can be a great way to leverage money. Utilizing crowdfunding platforms, you can actually raise funds from the public or from your community for innovative projects, business ventures, things of that nature. And in this way, you're leveraging the financial support of a larger community to bring your concepts to fruition. Another great money leverage point is to secure investor funding. And that's something that we did here with this business. After the first 18 months of being in business, we had a very promising business idea. We had proof of concept, and that allowed us to attract an investor that believed in our vision and decided to provide $300,000 in capital under an interest-only repayment agreement. And this has allowed us to scale and grow our operation. In this case, the investor was happy with a 10% APR and didn't even require us to give any equity in the business. The most important part about leveraging money, I must remind you, just like investing your own money, leveraging other people's money always carries risks. So you've got to be very careful to evaluate, analyze, and do your due diligence before ever participating in really any investment. Now, the fourth category I want to cover today is technology. Utilizing the latest technology, the platforms that are out there, it can streamline your workflow. It can automate repetitive tasks. It can enhance your overall efficiency. As I mentioned before, technology today has the potential to extend your reach far beyond anything ever before. And as long as you stay open-minded and creative, you could find countless examples of people that you may be able to emulate that are doing something successfully that you also may be able to do well also. Fifth on my categories here is emotional intelligence. Develop emotional intelligence like self-awareness or empathy. Effective communication is a big one. That can improve your relationships with others, and it can also enhance your leadership capabilities too. This category deserves an entire video all of its own, but improving this skill will definitely serve you in every single area of your life. Sixth on my list is resilience and adaptability. making sure that you're building resilience and being adaptable in the face of challenges and change, it can help you navigate setbacks as well as seize new opportunities. Building wealth or achieving goals can be very discouraging at times. I mean, just today alone, we found out that 2 big jobs that we had bid totaling $80,000 have decided to go another direction. And in the past, this might have thrown me off mentally. I know it does with Travis sometimes. But the truth is, easily 90% of the ideas that I've had or goals that I set, it just didn't pan out the way I hoped. Some came in short or just not at all. So I needed resilience and adaptability and consistency because quitting would have been the only alternative. At one point, I was building a business and found myself $680,000 in business debt with a $50,000 to $100,000 negative cash flow for years. And it wasn't until I made a few very small, fairly simple adjustments that I was able to generate over $1 million in profit the following year and paid off 100% of that debt. The 7th item on my list is one of my personal favorites, which is cultivating your personal brand. You have to have a strong personal brand online and off. And it can boost your visibility, your credibility, your professional reputation. Again, this goes back to doing what you say when you say you're gonna do it. And if you go to any of my links online, you're gonna find a consistent 4.9 out of 5 stars or better. Go to campwoodbv.com, go to Small Town Drain on Google, go to VIP Financial Education. These are just a few places that you can check some of my online reputations right now and see examples of this. We've earned hundreds of reviews from happy people who have received from me and my team exactly what they were promised or better. So our reputation is nearly flawless and we work hard at it. People today have very high expectations, myself included, and the internet can be a ruthless place. So if you do not undersell and over-deliver, you will not exceed the expectations of people who want to work with you or for you, and chances are you're not going to build anything sustainable. Number 8 is continuous learning. The fact that you're here right now shows that you're someone that wants to learn and wants to improve. Embracing a mindset of continuous learning and seeking new knowledge and experiences can keep you ahead of the curve and foster personal and professional growth. In that note, be sure you subscribe so you can keep getting some of the best financial tricks and secrets available that are out there right now. Number 9 is creativity and innovation, folks. Cultivate a creative mindset. Embrace innovation. It can help you stand out from the crowd, it can help you solve problems effectively, and it can help you identify new opportunities. Number 10 is the final category on my list today. It's having a positive mindset and a positive attitude. You've got to maintain a positive mindset and attitude, even in the face of adversity. This can boost your motivation, it can boost your resilience, and it can serve your well-being. Now remember, leveraging resources for success requires consistent effort. It requires commitment. It requires lifelong learning. Only when we're forced to do things we don't want to be doing are we fully trapped in an obligation-based life. And this is the exact opposite of the type I want to live or the life I want you to live. So get out there and leverage your way to maximize your strengths and delegate out or improve upon your weaknesses. This is the path, the only path to true financial independence where you can be free. And that's really what money is all about, is a tool for freedom of choice. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope this has given you something to think about. Until we see you soon, make it a great day today and keep on leveraging. Take care.